Hey everybody, welcome back to Rebootleggers. This is a comedy podcast where we reboot everything. I'm Scott Owen.
I'm Frank Serra.
And really, you can think of us as your
comedy Neo and Trinity.
Yeah, you can think of us as the Neo and Trinity of reboots, only we're not in the Matrix, and one of us is a dude, and
Still have the trench coats, that's real.
Yeah, but neither of us know Kung Fu.
No.
Yeah. So I don't know. We've got some.
We're breaking a streak here.
Oh, there's that. Yeah.
So we're gonna go back to kind of some regular programming. We were on a hot streak. We had our Christmas month. We kind of did all that.
Yeah, we did 2 theme months in a row, and now we decided, we're just gonna go back to some one-off Monster of the Week
good old-fashioned RBs. That's what we call them.
Yeah,
as reboots.
Got it. Yeah, it's like how when you're watching a TV show, you've got several episodes in a row that will push the main arc forward, and then you'll get a bunch of episodes.
But now it's time for the beach episode.
Yeah, this is the episodes where we leave those plots alone for a while and leave you wanting more. So we're gonna, before we get into that though, we got a new segment we like to call, what do we call it?
I thought we were just gonna call it like Boot Camp or Boot Watch, maybe.
Boot Watch is pretty good.
Boot Watch is pretty good.
Reboot alert.
Boo, boo, boo.
This is the part where we talk about a big reboot that we have been able to acquire the rights to, that we're very excited about doing. And just to give you guys a heads up, so Frank, are you a fan of the 90s classic film starring Robin Williams and
rest in peace,
others, Jumanji?
Love Jumanji. So I'm really excited to tackle this.
Me too. I'm very much looking forward to getting our hands on this beloved film, because nobody's thought to do it, and it's pretty it's about time. That movie's
hold
almost
on, Scott. Hold on.
Yeah.
I just got an alert from our lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else is already doing this.
For Jumanji?
Yeah, it's actually already out. It came out like a month ago.
You sure?
Mm-hmm. Let me see. They
Why?
Yeah, and so they changed it from a board game to a video game, and then they just kind of rolled with that.
Who would want to reboot Jumanji?
It's got The Rock.
Why would The Rock want to be in a Jumanji reboot? It's such a bad idea. What?
Kevin Hart? Oh man, hold on. Kind of want to see this.
Jack Black?
Jack Black.
Karen Gillan. What?
Man, this is wild. So they beat this out from us, so I guess we can't do ours anymore. We were gonna change it from a board game into. It was
gonna be a choose your own adventure novel.
Yeah, and then whatever one you chose, you got sucked in. But I guess we have to scrap those notes.
Yeah, I mean, it was basically just gonna be like,
honestly, it was. It looks like they just took a lot of our ideas.
God damn it.
Well, that sucks. So I guess we're gonna have to go to Plan B for this week.
Yeah, I thought that wasn't even that. Yeah, that Jumanji wasn't even what we were gonna do this week. It was just we finally got it, and this was gonna be our big. All right, whatever. Okay, so this week, as of this recording, it is Sunday, February 11th, and 2 days ago, the Winter Olympics, Pyeongchang 2018, started. And so I feel like it's appropriate now. We need to stress that this is not a theme month, but
we're cooling on the theme month for a little bit.
That said, we are doing another sports movie.
Although this is going to be a movie. This isn't going to be real life sports.
Correct.
We're going to let the Olympians
do their thing.
Give us material for real life sports to reboot in the future.
Yeah, there's a sport that doesn't get a whole lot of attention. And
Talk to me.
I mean, it's a sport and also not a sport. I'm talking about sheep herding.
Like competitive show herding.
Yeah, so I mean, farmers do this because they got sheep and they got dogs to herd those sheep, but then they also,
and you know what happens when they get together?
The dogs
they're herded responsibly.
Yeah, they do a good job. And so, but they also, it turns out they've got these competitions where they go and they're like, hey, look at how good my dog makes the sheep go in the hole.
And then none of the sheep go away, and they all come here.
Yeah, all the sheep stay together, and none of them It's very impressive stuff. And, it doesn't really get the attention that we think it should get. And it turns out there's a movie about this. And, I mean, we all know. This isn't actually a turns out. We all knew about this movie. This is a favorite
Wildly
movie of
popular.
everybody. And we're talking about Babe. Just Babe?
Babe.
It's just called
Parentheses. The pig.
Babe. Sub tagline, a little pig goes a long way. And
Is that the tagline?
that's on the poster.
Man,
yeah,
it's right on the poster.
Little pig goes a long way. And here's the thing: this movie was a phenomenal success. 30 million budget, 250 more box office
Raked
million,
it in.
254 million.
Let me tell you, Scott, if I could make back 9 times my budget, I'd take it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so this movie is based on the book The Sheep Pig by Dick King Smith.
Good old King Dick.
King Dick Smith. Dick. No,
It's Dick King Smith is his actual name.
he's the King Smith named Dick.
I'm just going to throw this out early while we're here, too.
Hit me.
Produced. The first one was only produced. The second one was directed by George Miller of the Mad Max series.
Which is nuts. The screenplay
Which
was
is
also
so
by George Miller.
bonkers.
Screenplay by George Miller. You know who else produced it? Bill Miller, George Miller's little brother.
Man. So we've already got some...
There's some things to touch now that we did already do
Some
a Mad
things.
Max.
We
Mad
did, so
Men.
we're going to stray a little bit away from that.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do that again, just because that was perfect and we don't need to touch it. But let me take you through the plot of Babe. It starts out, farmer Arthur Hoggett is at a county fair. He is I think they're in New Zealand or Australia. I think they're in Australia and the only way you know that is because...
It's because George Miller's name is up there.
Yeah, that's basically it. And also Christmas dinner. They celebrate Christmas, but it's clearly summer. So in this movie, farmer Arthur Hoggett, last name Hoggett,
Guess what this movie's about?
Oh my gosh, he's a hog. I never ever put that together. So he's at a county fair and there's a contest, which I guess if this is a real thing. I thought Gravity Falls just did it as a joke, but this is a thing at county fairs where it's here's some pigs. If you can guess this pig's weight, you get to keep it. And so he guesses.
Guesses right.
Yeah, he guesses. He guesses closest anyway. He says, I remember specifically. He picks up the pig and he says 16 pounds 5, and then the pig starts pissing, and then he changes it from 5 to 2 ounces.
That's a lot of pee.
And it's only 3 ounces. That's not a whole lot.
3 ounces by weight?
I guess maybe that's a lot. I don't know. But then it turns out he got it right. And also, we should point out, in this movie, animals can talk. Humans can't hear them, but they all speak to themselves.
They can talk to each other in the way of animals.
Yes. And so Babe comes home, and Hoggett just calls him Pig. And the plan is they're eventually going to eat him.
I had bacon this morning.
Yeah, so there's some good wacky characters. We've got a duck named Ferdinand who thinks he's a rooster. And he doesn't, that's what the humans think anyway.
Love that.
He doesn't actually think he's a rooster. It's just he's aware that humans eat animals. And so he feels if he makes himself super useful in another capacity, they won't kill and eat him. So,
boy, that's corporate America, isn't it?
Yeah, except every morning he goes to the roof to beat the rooster there and crows, and everyone's like, that duck sucks. And then one day the farmer Hoggett and his wife get a alarm clock that Ferdinand is very upset. He calls it
technology and automation is replacing honest American workers.
He calls it a mechanical rooster. So he gets Babe to help him get into the house so that he basically gets Babe to break into the house through the dog door, get the clock and break it. In doing so,
with just hooves.
Well, he goes in, he knocks it off the nightstand by bumping it, and then he picks it up with his mouth, and he's planning on taking it outside. Babe accidentally destroys the family living room by knocking paint over or something. I forget.
I always just leave paint cans around.
I think the wife she paints. There's paints in there for some reason, and he just wrecks the living room. So then Rex, the current sheepdog, he's in charge of all the animals. They have a trial in the barn and tell Babe to stay away from Ferdinand.
So this just goes Animal Farm.
A little bit Animal Farm, yeah. There's a girl dog named Fly. and she is very nice to Babe, and they have puppies, and the puppies are great, and they basically like treat Babe like a buddy, and then Fly's puppies get sold because that's what you do with puppies.
Crushing.
And so then afterwards, Babe asks Fly if he can call her mom because she's really sad, and then she loves him, so he calls her mom for the rest of the movie. Then one day, they all see, on Christmas Day, they see a duck roast inside, and they're all like, oh, Ferdinand got it. But then Ferdinand shows up. It turns out it's a duck we've never seen. Babe basically is sure, like, he's next. He's going to get killed and eaten because he saw that it's happened. He befriends a old sheep named Ma, and she's like your standard crotchety old lady character.
Estelle Harris.
Yeah, she's sick, like, in the barn, and so that's how he meets her, because normally she'd be out in the field. So he goes out to visit her a few times, and then one time he goes out to visit her, and
headless.
He can just tell that something. No, he can tell that something's going wrong, and it turns out there's people. Somebody's trying to steal their sheep, and Babe shows up and like runs back to the house, like squealing, and alerts the farmer, and he comes out and saves the sheep, proving his worth. And then the next day, Hoggett, the farmer, sees Babe like sort the hens, because there's like white ones and brown ones, and they're all like mixed in. And Babe, he just sees the pig show up, and suddenly the hens all just kind of like sort themselves. So he's kind of
getting dog trained. He's doing some crossover work.
He is doing some crossover work, and it turns out
this is like CrossFit for animals.
He sorts them by just asking them like, "Hey, could you?" He just asks them really politely because the dogs are. We learned from the sheep Ma that the dogs are really like mean to them and basically like bully them into hurting themselves.
Oh, and then he's nice and he gets them to do it.
Yeah, so they call all dogs wolves because they're all mean. And they're just mean to sheep because dogs believe that sheep are idiots and don't need to be treated nicely.
Boy, sounds like the bourgeois.
It does. And so Babe believes that if you just ask nicely, they'll do things. So then the farmer starts using Babe to herd them. Rex sees Babe's actions as an insult to like the natural hierarchy of animals and especially sheepdogs.
Some complex threads getting woven.
Yeah, it's really complex. And this is Rex voiced by Hugo Weaving. He and Fly has been encouraging Babe this whole time. So then Rex gets mad at Fly. They fight, and it's rough. Like, it is traumatizing, and because they're supposed to be mates. He injures Fly a little bit. Then he and so Hoggett comes out to stop them, and Rex accidentally bites Hoggett, and so then they chain Rex up, muzzle him, and get like a vet to sedate him so that he'll be so that he'll be chill. But now he can't herd. So that's when Hoggett decides to use Babe.
Can the animals understand humans?
They can. They can understand humans. Humans can't understand animals. It is not fair. So then, big plot development.
Yeah.
Wife goes out of town. Hoggett every year goes to the local sheep herding competition with Fly or Rex. But both of them, Fly's injured, Rex is out of commission. So he signs up Babe. And on the form, the entry form for the thing, it says name of animal and not name of dog. And so he puts just pig because that's what he calls him. And he puts it in quotes.
I'm going to put a pin in that.
Yes.
We're going to come back to it. I just had a great thing.
So then they go to the competition. The sheep won't talk to Babe. Hoggett is made fun of and laughed at because he brought a pig, and it turns out there's nothing in the rule book against it, and they let him do it, but he gets ridiculed.
Put a pin in that.
His wife is watching on TV crying. Rex goes...
Crying. This is on live television?
Yeah, it's on live television.
This is on live television.
So Rex, at this point, Rex is like at the competition, and he's like chill, and he's not being mean to Babe, but he's still like kind of gruff, and he decides he's got to go help the pig. He runs back to the sheep at their farm.
Run, Rex.
He runs back to the sheep at the farm and tells them, hey, these sheep won't help him. They're not talking to him. What do we do? And the sheep finally give him a secret password. And
so this is just Deus Ex Sheepina.
But they do it under promise that they make Rex promise he's going to start treating them nicely. And he's like, okay. So the password is so
then Babe wins, right?
He does. I remember the commentators are freaking out. They're making fun of it. And then one of them goes, oh, good heavens. And then they look, and the sheep are all just in a like 2x6 line, just all like very orderly, just moving from one gate to another.
Yeah, the revolution.
And this is I should have mentioned this before. This is how Babe always herds the pigs or the sheep. He always asks them to do it.
Isn't this
Yes.
His military
So
lockstep.
this is something that Hoggett has always seen in his sheep and the pig. So then Babe wins. He gets like a perfect 10. And Hoggett praises him by saying his trademark phrase that he's been saying to the pig the whole time. He says, "That'll do, pig. That'll do."
Cementing him into American history.
Yes. Shrek
All right,
quoted
so-
this movie.
Two things, and I'm going to mention them in reverse order.
Yes. I'm going to do my best
The
to
last
pare down
one-
that summary in editing as well.
The last one that I'm going to mention
Mhm.
is this event is being live televised
Yeah.
from the local county.
Yeah.
Let's just cover that. Like I guess this is like PBS. I don't know. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I think this is definitely after cable TV is a thing, so it's probable that there's just, a channel for it.
just
But
some
yeah, it's
local-
weird.
So the first thing you said that really sparked kind of my mind with this. So we have a pig doing a dog's job, right? And so
Yes.
you said that on the sign up it said name of animal, not name of dog.
Mhm.
The very first thing, Scott, I swear to God, the very first thing I thought was, who said a dog can't play basketball?
Exactly.
Now, what if instead of Babe doing a dog's job, we get Babe to do a people's job? And so guess what other movie made 9 times its budget back at the box office? That's right, Air Bud, featuring your favorite golden retriever.
So you want to have a pig do
I want to have a pig do sports,
a dog's job doing people's job.
doing a people's job.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And so I thought of a pun. I want to do baseball. The reason I want to do baseball is because I thought of this joke that we're going to use in our movie, and it's the great Babe Bino,
because Babe Ruth.
because Babe Ruth and the pig named Babe,
Isn't
and then I think that's why we're going to do baseball.
wouldn't Babe Ruth just be the better pun there?
We could just call him Babe Ruth.
But we could so the great Babino is good. What if okay. So
And he could be a short hog,
short snout, short hog.
a designated oinker.
When he's getting ground balls, they call it like hunting for truffles. Cause
I thought that was called snuffling.
Well, yeah, sure. Is it? I don't know. Pigs can find truffles, right?
So-
That's pigs.
Pigs do truffles. So I
What?
think we want so a pig can already do a dog's job, and a dog can already do a people's job. So we want a pig to do a dog's job that can do a people's job.
Yeah, and okay, I like this. And Air Bud never did baseball. They never did a baseball Air Bud movie, and
They did basketball, they did hockey, MVP Most Valuable Primate, did skateboarding.
yeah, they did Air Bud, but Air Bud never played baseball. And listeners,
No,
you don't
we're
need to
good.
research that.
So
they never
we're
did
gonna have-
baseball, and anybody
can
who
do
says that is not
Oh.
telling the truth.
Scott, when he pitches,
Uh-huh.
he
He's the pitcher.
puts no, but he'll whatever. I don't know. Maybe he pitches at some point in the movie. He puts the ball like all up in his tail like a spring and then lets it go.
this is
'Cause
how
it's
he
like-
throws the ball.
Because it's like a spring, yeah, and then that's how he gets it in the air.
Okay, so then can he only
Because then his tail is like a coil, like little spring.
can he only bunt? How does he swing the bat?
I think we. In Air Bud, it was like real, right? Like he just had to bump it with his nose. Like he couldn't dribble.
He couldn't dribble. He would like knock it forward, I think, and chase it.
He was basically a place shooter because he couldn't like it would be traveling. He couldn't move with the ball.
So Babe could maybe he's really good at it, and he like jumps in the air and
Yeah.
does like a flip and smacks it. He's got like a bat in his
Yeah.
mouth.
I mean, he holds the bat in his mouth and then does like a side spin like in place.
Or does he also hold it with his tail? Because apparently he's got a very impressive tail.
he gets on his back and puts the bat on all 4 of his little feet
Okay.
and then just spins.
And they give him like a stool or like a thing he can so that his bat is at normal people level.
yeah, he gets a little riser.
He gets a little platform, yeah, because otherwise the pitcher would have to like
Yeah.
throw
And the
very low
rules
to
the
ground.
rules say that you have to do that.
Yeah, and there's nothing in the
Sure.
rule that says a pig can't play baseball.
Exactly. Well, there's nothing in the rule that says a dog can't play baseball,
And a
and there's
pig can
nothing
do
in
a
the rules
dog's
that says a
job.
pig can't do a dog's job.
Right. A pig can do a dog's job, and there's nothing in the rule book against a dog playing, and so there we go. That's the loophole.
Boom, boom, boom. So, do we want? Let's get started with this in earnest. I think we
Yeah.
can kind of. So obviously, Babe is going to be our star.
Yeah, so here's a thing that seems to be a common trend, kind of.
Hit me.
You are aware of the Dennis Quaid movie with the dogs that came out recently? Man's Best
Talking about
Friend.
Snow Buddies?
No, what's it called? It's about a dog who dies and then keeps getting resurrected, and Josh Gad does the voice of the dog.
A Dog's Life. That movie
Dog's
is so
Life.
depressing.
Right, it's really depressing, but there's the theme of animal resurrection. There's another movie it's a Pureflix movie where a dog comes back to life or like the ghost.
Heaven is for Woofs.
No, that's not it. A dog like comes.
Let's put a pin in that one. I want to write that down.
A dog comes back to life to like help
Heaven
plan a wedding.
is for Woofs. Okay. Are you saying you want? Are you saying that Babe Ruth, the baseball playing pig, is Babe Ruth?
He is the man resurrected.
But he
as
can
a
only talk to
pig.
animals. But he still desperately needs to play baseball.
Yes.
I like this a lot. Okay, things are opening. Doors and wheels are turning. Doors are turning and wheels are opening.
Mm-hmm.
So Babe Ruth awakens one day to find himself suckling at just a fat sow. And he says, I am apparently a pig. He says it out loud. And then the other pigs say, of course you are.
Oh man. And we
Look
could
at
even
you.
so that scene, the movie actually does start with like baby Babe with his mom, and like one of his first memories is getting taken off of his mom's teat and shoved in a bag. Like he's very upset about it.
Yeah.
So we
And
could
it's a
do like
traumatic flashback thing that you can go back to.
we could do like a shot for shot remake of that scene. Only now we've got like a Babe Ruth voiceover. What's going on? What's happening? I'm a
What are you
pig.
doing?
Or
Wow, I don't have any baseball equipment. Where's my glove? Oh my god, I don't have thumbs.
so what?
How
about,
can I put any backspin?
Here's
He
a-
never pitched.
Here's the thing that I just thought of. Yeah, what position did he play? Was he like a shortstop?
Don't know. You had to say that out loud, and then we have to say we don't know.
Oh yeah, sorry. Babe Ruth did.
Babe Ruth position. Oh shit, dude! He was an outfielder and pitcher.
Well, all right.
So he's going. He looks at his hooves and he goes, "I don't have thumbs. I can't put proper spin on the ball."
I have a question for you. Here's a
Mm-hmm.
thought that I'm having. Is it better for him to immediately know that he's Babe Ruth, what is going on? I'm in a pig's body, or should he just be like a pig? He thinks he's just a pig, and then like he unlocks his baseball memories and realizes that he's Babe Ruth.
Oh, that I think that has better emotional potential for the movie because we're gonna have this pig, right? He's in the mud. He's jamming around. You know, he's on some local farm. The farmer's son
Obsessed with
throws
baseball.
he throws catch to his dad. Dad whiffs it because he's bad at baseball. This is going to be part of the film. Dad whiffs it because he's bad at baseball. The ball lands in the mud pen. Babe's eyes focus on it, and
he
then
he
like a flood.
snuffles it.
He
He
snuffles
charges
right
that
into it.
ground ball and scoops it and does a great
it's
double
just
play
pure
throw.
instinct.
Yeah.
And he does a fantastic he just like wings it right back to the sun, and then all of a sudden he's like shouting. He looks over his shoulder and he shouts to the other pigs like, "Get on second," whatever the hell, something that a baseball person would say. We'll get a consultant in.
plays at second base.
And then he says like, "What was that? What did I just do?" And we'll have like it'll be like a half hour, I think, of like this exploration with baseballs.
Mhm.
And then he sees a bat for the first time, and then he just remembers that he is baseball legend George Herman, quote, Babe Ruth.
Yeah. Okay. So in the original, so is he going to play pro ball or is he playing little league? Because in Air Bud, he's playing.
This
little
is something
league.
that I was gonna set up. So the son is mad because his dad sucks at baseball,
Mhm.
but he really wants to go to the father-son batting competition.
Okay, I see. So
Yeah.
this is going to be a movie about the pig helping the grown man get good at sports for the love of his son,
For the love of his son, we gotta have that wrap in.
instead of the boy getting good at baseball for the
All
love
the dad
of.
wants to do is just be good at baseball and hit a big slammer for his son. That's a slammer is right.
Okay, so he joins like a rec league and he gets Babe on the team. Like this is a thing that's always confused me about Air Bud is how does having Air Bud on the team do everything for you make the team better?
That's why I wanted to take out, I think, the tournament competition, because we just don't have those questions anymore, right?
Mhm.
We have Babe the pig performing an unconventional kind of training on the farmer, the father Hoggett,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's kind of like a baseball camp on a farm.
So he never
Without
gets to play in like a big game, or does he get to go pro?
He does. Okay.
You need to have the big
yeah.
game. Can I
You
tell?
have to have the big game.
Can I tell you something? Did you know that Air Bud is based on a real dog?
No.
This guy found a stray dog in 89 and he adopted it and then he trained it to play basketball, baseball, football, soccer, and hockey.
Did it, like, do any of them?
And then this dog played Air Bud in the movie.
Holy shit.
I think. I don't know. Because best known for playing Athletic Canine Old Blue in the... Okay.
Wow.
But that's weird to me because this dog, Frank, was only... He died when he was 10 years old, and Air Bud came out in 1997, which means he was 1 year away from death in that movie. How could he have been in that movie?
So it sounded like, I mean, Old Blue is not Air Bud, right? It sounded like he was just another dog.
No, Old Blue is Air Bud. In the movie...
Old Blue? Air Bud's name is Old Blue? Who would do that?
He's owned by an alcoholic clown, and they're doing a show at a birthday
There's
party.
so many layers to Air Bud.
Old Blue does a bad job at the party. The clown takes him to a dog pound, puts him in a kennel, and is taking him to a dog pound. The kennel falls out of the truck, and Old Blue is homeless until he meets 12-year-old Josh.
Jeez.
Josh's dad died in a plane crash during a test flight due to fuel shortage. Holy shit, there's layers to this. How do you not put enough fuel in your test flight plane? Oh my god.
So now we have a lot of options now for Babe, right? So I want to keep Babe's I want to keep Babe discovering that he's Babe Ruth by accident, kind of by seeing baseballs.
Mm-hmm.
But we do need to get Babe into a game himself. He needs to swing that bat and pitch that ball.
Yeah, so we can take some beats from Air Bud as well. In this, the boy...
It can definitely start with the son playing with him and then learning that he's good.
Yeah,
right?
and so the man maybe...
I think we need names.
Yeah, let's get some names. We could just use the names from Air
Yeah,
Bud.
so we got Arthur Hoggett.
Oh, you want to use... Okay, right, because we're rebooting Babe. So Arthur is the dad, and the boy can be Josh.
Now, we have to invent a son.
The son, we could just take the son's name from Air Bud. His name's Josh.
Josh Hoggett.
Josh Hoggett.
Oh, that's a name that bullies will make fun of at some point in the movie.
Yeah, but to be clear, we are reversing it, right? The boy... We're not reversing it to where
the boy is good.
Is the boy going to die in a test flight?
I don't know yet. Let's see where
I don't
this
think
goes.
the boy should die. I like the idea of the dad wanting to win the boy's approval. Okay, I've got a thought forming. So in Air Bud, Josh wants to play basketball, but he's too awkward. He's not good enough. He ends up being the team manager because the coach wants him
That's
to.
harsh.
The coach feels bad for him, and he's like, "Hey, why don't you manage the team?" So what if Arthur Hoggett wants to play baseball? He wants to get good and wants to learn about it so he can connect with his son. He's not good enough to get on the team, but he manages there's a rec team, like a league, and he's hey, how about I manage?
He's the coach for his son's U14 league.
Oh, I was gonna say he's the manager for an adult rec league.
Ooh, punishing.
Yeah, he's I'm not good enough to play, but I want to get close to the sport so I can learn about it.
Okay.
So then maybe
his son doesn't respect him.
Yeah.
I want the son to be good at baseball, but disrespectful of his father, and then Babe helps him get better.
So the team isn't good.
Not good.
The team is not good, but they're also they've got their...
They're the Covington Whalers, and they suck.
Yeah. The Covington Whalers. Okay, this is what I'm thinking. The team's bad. The dad is, he's not confident. He doesn't know a lot about baseball. Nobody treats him great, but they're not necessarily mean to him.
Mm-hmm.
He's outside. He's at home, sees his son. This is maybe the ground ball scene.
Okay, yeah. His son's throwing a ball.
And Babe snatches it up, does a good job, does a good baseball.
Just immediately returns it.
He realizes,
Pinpoint.
Oh my gosh, this pig could save the team. And as the manager / maybe he's not an assistant coach, but he's still a manager. Although in baseball,
he has influence.
He has
influence.
In baseball, they call the coach a manager, but in this, it's different. He's not in charge of it, but he understands all of the rules of the league. See, and so he knows there's nothing in the rule book that says a dog can't play baseball, and there's nothing a pig can do a dog's job.
Because I watched it.
Yeah,
he does it every day,
and
so a pig can do a dog's job, and a dog's job can be a people's job on the baseball court.
So. He's everybody makes fun of him. He's they're not, you're not even good at this sport. You don't know how this works. And he's no, but I know the rules and trust me. And so maybe they play a pickup game. He's come to my house. I'll show you. So then they play a little pickup game.
Yes, dude. They get a back farm field,
yes.
like big rocks for the bases.
Yeah. Yeah. Or I don't know.
They paint a strike zone on the side of a barn.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
We get that real homey feel.
And Babe does very good.
He absolutely destroys. Because first of all, that tiny little pig's tiny little strike zone, Scott.
Is he hitting home runs, or is he just hitting it good and getting on base?
I think he's just doing a short bunt and then piecing it on all 4 of his little piggy feet.
Babes?
And they could. I don't know if you've seen pigs move in real life, Scott.
They're quick.
When there's something that they want over there, they go get it.
Dude, I watched Babe. That pig can run. Okay, so does he play more of like a support role where he's good at getting other dudes on base and like advancing it?
Yeah.
He's not in it for the glory.
He's just a real value player.
Okay, so then they're good enough to enter into the league's tournament, probably. Like they start winning
drawing
games.
Public popularity.
They start winning games. The local news station is running stories on them. So then at some point, another team kidnaps Babe, probably, right?
Oh, most definitely. Because it's nothing in the rules says that the pig can't do baseball, but the pig is not a legal U.S. citizen, and it's not kidnapping.
Now,
but it is theft.
How do they discover that he's Babe Ruth?
I don't know if they ever do. I think we do. I think we know.
Okay, we know. They don't.
And he can talk to other animals, I think. But
we should bring in some maybe other animal characters that we can have in this.
Yeah, I like the duck. The duck that thinks he's a rooster. We can do something with that, right?
Keep him there. We could have, just have. They're gonna be on like a farm for sure.
I want a dog there that's not a golden retriever, but who says like, my cousin Bud is gonna hear about this, and then like winks at the camera.
Yeah. Yes. At the end, he's like, "Dang, my cousin Bud's gotta hear about this." He's gonna...
Yeah, and then, like, he just starts running, like, off into the sunset, like, just running on the street.
Man, Buddy would love this pig.
Yeah. Or should we just say Old Blue, because that's his actual name, or...
Well, he gets renamed to Buddy when Josh has him. So
good.
Maybe
that's
he's
good,
like...
because he doesn't deserve to be called Old Blue.
No, that's a bad name for a dog. Maybe he's like, he's like, this isn't a sport that he normally plays, but my cousin Buddy would love this.
Yeah, he hasn't played this one yet, and then he just runs off. And he's just like a black lab.
Yeah. Cousins.
Yeah.
Okay, so Josh...
Still Hugo Weaving if we can get him. I'd like that a lot.
Yeah. Does Josh have a girl that he wants to, like...
Josh has a girl, yes. And she starts coming to games to watch the cute pig play baseball.
Yeah, and Josh starts, like, connecting
And Josh is like,
dad.
This lame, right? And then the girl, her name is Jessie, she says, like, I think it's cute. And then the boy does one of those, like... Oh, yeah, it's okay. Like, he immediately changes his opinion.
What if, okay. Yeah, the boy needs to, like, come around and not actually just be... Because the boy sounds like a real asshole.
He's not cool.
He's not
cool. I mean, he is cool, but he's not good.
So he's like,
he has to learn how to open his heart.
And he's good at baseball, right? The boy's good at baseball?
The boy is good at baseball, but has a closed heart. The father has an open heart and is bad at baseball. And so we need to kind of bring those to the middle, and they can match up.
Yeah. Okay, so Babe's got to get kidnapped. Maybe the boy goes to save him.
I think this is good. So, we're going to do it like a Spider-Man 2 Impossible Choice, right? So the criminals they go to the local county fair after it's been shut down, and they put Babe up on one of those dunk tanks things, but the bottom is just full of acid.
Oh geez.
And it's the opposite. It has to be the opposite.
So they're carnies.
There has to be some kind of thing where he needs to throw the ball exactly to save Babe instead of hurting him, because that's what a dunk tank would do, is hurt him.
The dad has to do it.
The dad has to, and he can't. And then the son is like, "Move, Dad!" And then he like wings it perfectly into the thing, and then saves him. And then Arthur is like, "I thought you hated Babe."
Yeah, there's got to be some like mechanism.
And then the son is like, "I don't hate you, Dad. I'm just jealous that the pig is you could have asked me to teach you baseball."
Maybe they put him like on a treadmill, like in a butcher's area or something, and then they can't get to the switch, so then they're throwing balls at it.
Yeah, because it's like there's like a hole or something, or like a wall.
And everyone's like, and at this point, they are in risk of losing. His team is at risk of losing because their coach isn't there, their manager's not there, and their players aren't all there.
The building that Babe is in is on fire, and they can't. Babe is on the other side of like a big fire.
Can't hit the fire
they need
alarm.
To throw this fire alarm switch to get the sprinklers to go on.
Okay. Sure.
And so they're just winging stuff at it, and the boy like runs up late as Arthur just keeps missing.
Yeah, that's fine.
And just like lines up and just really wings it off and nails it.
Arthur gets it?
No, the boy gets it
because
he's choosing to save Babe the pig.
He cares now.
Because he cares now.
Yeah,
because he sees that how much his father cares about Babe the pig.
Okay, and
so then it's raining, and then the pig comes up, and the dad says like thank you, and then the boy pats the pig, and he says that'll do.
Pig. But then the boy and the dad so then they get back to the game. Here's the thing that I want to run past you. Is Babe gonna sit out the final game because the power?
I kid you not. I was literally about to say that once you had your thing. Okay, because they all three of them go back to the game together, and then the dad for some reason is in charge of subs, and he puts his hand on the boy. On what do we name him?
Josh. You want to say you're saying the boy plays in the adult league? I was gonna say
yeah. So he puts his hand on Josh's shoulder and he says, "How about we give Babe some fresh legs and maybe get some talent in there?" And he pats his son on the shoulder.
I was gonna say maybe Babe, like he goes, "Okay, Babe, you're in," and Babe just stares at him. And he's like, "Babe, come on, you're up," and he stares at him.
And he like nudges a ball with his nose to the dad's foot.
Yeah, and he's like, "You want me to do it?" And maybe the dad plays, and the dad's still not very good, but he does just good enough.
Yeah, he walks a guy, and then like that's all they needed because the next guy sucks, and then he gets him out.
Maybe at this point, because Babe hasn't been there, they're just they're basically in at risk of getting shut out, and so now the goal is like, let's just get one run and stick it
Rudy
to him.
style. We just need to
spoil it. Yeah. So then the dad.
We just need to prove that we could.
Oh, of course, Frank, and the opposing team's coach, owner, or whatever made a bet saying like you won't score one run.
Yes, that's it.
And if
you score one run, I will fund your entire next season.
Yes. I will stop the bank that I also own from foreclosing on your farm.
Oh wow. Yeah, let's keep putting layers on that. So he's going to give the house back and fund their next season, but then it turns out that the girl that Josh likes, that's his daughter. She loved watching the piggy.
Yeah, your kid can date my daughter. And then also, he's currently trying to get a bid for their town to host the Olympics. And as everyone knows, that kind of like ruins your town's economy. So they're trying to get him to not do. No, maybe they're trying to get him. Okay, he also owns the factory in town, and he's gonna shut it down and send that job overseas. But
now they're gonna not.
So he's putting a whole lot on.
And then the boy, and then the girl, she goes to Josh and she says like, I want the team with the piggy to win. So I'm gonna tell you that this guy that's coming up next to hit, he's got a really weak left side. When you throw the ball.
So does Hoggett pitch?
I think yeah. And he does it the way Babe taught him.
Well, no, I think Hoggett should bat because the whole thing is you won't get one run.
He's got to hit a run. I thought he had to get a guy out.
He needs to hit it just right. So he's not going to get the run, but he's going to hit it just right so that another guy on his team gets the run. He just has to get to first base is what it is.
Oh, we can do... How about this? I mean, I don't know. This might be too depressing. So we got bases loaded, right? And so then we got Hoggett just starts getting his body into the ball to just try to get a walk.
Yes. He's trying to throw himself
taking these. I want these dramatic slow motion thumps as these baseballs just pummel his aged body.
If he gets hit once, that's a walk. It's not if you get hit so many times.
Well, I think in our game he has to get hit like 3 or 4 times.
So, or are you saying that he's in like he actually gets to go to bat multiple times, but he's so bad he just makes them hit him, and so we just get him like
yeah.
And it's finally...
and he's just being punished. But he goes up to the plate and he like squares off his hat and he says like, "It's all for you, Josh," and then just like gets whammed in the side.
I think we might need to flesh that out more in the writer's room later, but I like that for this preliminary run through.
Yeah, because I really want to get the dramatic emotions for this moment up.
Yeah.
His body's just being... And maybe earlier in the movie we give him brittle bone disease. I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
I feel like that might be a little bit over.
What if earlier in the movie he just gets pummeled by balls by bullies or something, and then at the end of the movie he's like, "Oh, this is what it was all for. I can't hit this ball," but he just like takes it. Now you're not allowed to intentionally get hit with a ball in the real rules, are you? That doesn't matter.
We're not. There's a pig in the game. We're good.
he's going to so he's just going to somehow make that ball hit him right in the face.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets to take his base, and then they win because they get one run.
And then just pushes that out, and everyone starts doing this, and then everyone, all the popular people that are loving Babe throughout the movie, they do like an oink cheer. They go like oink oink
oink oink. Oh, here's the bad rule too. Here's what we'll do too. He gets hit in the face and gets knocked down to the ground, and everyone's like shouting like that's a walk, and then the other team's coach, who also owns the league and the bank and the factory and their house and all the things, is like, nuh-uh, no, I make the rules. You can and the rule is he has to be able to walk the base. He has to be able to get there. He has 10 seconds to get up off the ground. Otherwise, he doesn't get the walk.
And they're all like, oh.
So then they start the slow clap. He gets up and crawls to first.
I want it to be a little bit more dignified than a crawl. Okay. Let's say it's like
he crawls a little bit of the way, and then
clearly leg injured hobble.
Even though he got hit in the face.
Yeah, I mean he fell down.
Yeah, okay.
He fell down to the ground.
Maybe it hits him right in his hip, and he's like, "Oh, my brittle hip."
Yeah, he goes, "Oh, that's the plastic one."
And he's just down, and then he gets up and he makes it.
And then he's like doing like he's doing like stanky leg to the plate.
And everyone else, so the bases are loaded at this point, which is why walking gets them a run. And so everybody else has to they get to start walking to their bases, but they have to walk at the same pace as him. So everybody's just slowly going around. Come on, man, you can do it.
Unity, and they're all cheering. The music swells.
Yes. So then
and then Babe, they get the run, and then Babe immediately just breaks out onto the field from the dugout.
Yeah, he collapses onto first.
Yes,
Arthur Hoggett collapses
and then
onto
Babe
first.
licks him in the face.
Is Arthur Hoggett's wife dead? Is that why so his son's all he's got?
Yeah. So I also we didn't do much with it, but throughout this entire movie, we have had one-sided running commentary from whatever voice actor we get to be Babe Ruth.
Oh, right? And we've also got. I thought you were going to say we've also got funny commentary for every game. We get some guest actors to play the commentators, the sportsmans.
But I want, like, once he realizes he's Babe Ruth, he gets a human voice in his head that is just narrating most of the movie.
I think he's got the human voice the whole time. It's just then he realizes, oh my gosh, I'm Babe Ruth.
He's like, hey, this is just like, and then we just reference some baseball history that we look up later.
Yeah, and then maybe at the end, somebody sees him and goes, is that Babe Ruth? Somebody just sees the pig, like a very old person sees him and goes, is that Babe Ruth?
By stars.
I do think so. Arthur Hoggett, the paramedics come out. He's on the stretcher, and he gets surrounded by a cheering crowd. And amongst the cheering, some suits come up to the bad team's owner, the villain, and they tell him, "You're fired." And he's like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, you made a lot of very bad deals and lost us a lot of money.
We hired you to win,
not make legally binding." High stakes bets with our companies.
I guess we're going for a little younger target market. We do have to just say all of that.
Yeah, they get very upset that he basically cost the companies a ton of money for this, and then because the Arthur Hoggett did such a good job managing this team, he gets offered a job to manage a AAA ball team just below the majors.
I was just gonna say the Yankees,
just below the majors, I think. Because then he can stay at home and stuff. He can still be, He can still be the family man.
He
can still be the family man. And his son's like, Dad, I also got into college. I'm 13, but I got into college on a sports scholarship. And the girl who's like, she's like, and I'll wait for you.
Yeah, my dad's going to jail, and so we're moving.
Guess what?
I'll call you.
We're moving. And then it turns out she's moving next door to him.
With her mom.
With her mom, who the dad also likes. And then that makes for an awkward situation.
That might get weird in movie too if it gets greenlit. And then they're all happy, and we go like 6 months later, and then they're all, Babe Ruth has a baseball hat on. The pig has a baseball hat on.
Babe Ruth, pig in the city.
The pig is named Babe Ruth and has a baseball hat on.
Yeah, and then they say like, we got into the tournament. We're going to the city.
Yeah.
And Babe goes, I've never been there before. Wink.
Mm-hmm. Wink. Oink.
Oink. Woink. It's like an oink wink.
Wink. He closes one eye and he goes.
Yeah, exactly. That's very good. Okay. I mean, I don't have anything else if you do.
I think this is complete. Oh, and then I don't know, something with George Miller.
Oh yeah, and then the Mad Max music starts playing.
Yeah.
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 That's the end.
All right, well, that's going to do it, everybody. Thank you for listening. If you like the show, please check us out on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, whatever you want to call it, and give us a good rating and review. That would really, really help us out. And if you know anybody who you think would like the show, please share it. That would also help us a ton. You can also find us on Spotify or Google Play. Basically, wherever you get your podcasts from, we are there. Until next time, I'm Scott Owen.
I'm Frank Serra.
Frank, what is our password for next week?
It's going to be pretty simple. Oink.